I Am Angus is brought to you by the Angus Foundation, proudly funding scientific research, educational programs, and scholarships. The Angus Foundation is made possible by the generosity of donors like you. Thank you. Learn more at angusfoundation.org.
Well, I figure that what I'm growing, I'm feeding to my family, and you're feeding to yours. And I don't want to put something in front of my children to eat that isn't safe and healthy. And I also believe that animal care, animal well-being, animal welfare is very important. I believe that I take a personal responsibility for every animal that's on my farm, and I take a tremendous amount of pride in the care that I offer to those animals. And that makes me feel good at night when I sit down with my family and we're eating beef that I've worked hard to raise, because I know that I did everything that I could to offer that calf the best care during its lifetime. I'm actually a city kid. I was born and raised in urban Palm Beach County, Florida. I attended Dartmouth College and met my husband, a native Nebraskan, when we were in college together. I like to laugh that I was an athlete that was fueled by beef for a long time before I understood exactly where my beef came from. When we graduated from college, my husband wanted to move back to Nebraska, come back to the family farm. I'd always wanted to live in a rural area, so we moved back in June of 1997. My husband is an engineer by trade, probably a farmer at heart. He has an alfalfa dehydration plant and farms about 5,000 acres here in the Platte River Valley. We also have a 3,000 head cattle finishing facility that I today am the boss lady of. When I started in 1997, I started with a scoop shovel and an hourly wage, and needed to learn everything that we did at the yard because I didn't know a whole lot. We all work together as a team, and it's really important that I work just as hard as they do. I love to work with animals. I love to be outside, working with my hands and feeling like what I'm doing every day makes a difference. I feel really blessed that we've been able to raise our kids on a farm. I didn't have that opportunity growing up, and I think that my kids benefit tremendously from it. All three of my girls have spent a lot of time here at the feed yard with me. They spent a lot of time before they went to kindergarten driving around looking at cattle in the country with me. And that's just something really special that I've been glad to be able to share with them. You know, I think that it's really important for kids, for everyone actually, to understand where their food comes from and to understand a little bit about the process that's involved in making food. We all need to eat. And I think that if we can have a little bit of an understanding of what it takes to grow food, then we build a respect and a trust between the farmer and the consumer, the person that eats the food, that will help us in the long run. And so being able to raise my kids on a farm where they have very intricate and close-hand knowledge of what it takes to grow beef has been a tremendous experience for me. You know, I was laughing with students today. If you want to teach kids how to problem solve, raise them on a farm. You know, my kids gain confidence learning to work with animals. You know, we have 3,000 animals here at the yard. I've got a couple of horses and 3 dogs and 5 cats at my house. We're a very animal-oriented family. And I think that animals teach us how to be good caregivers, and they teach us how to be compassionate. As good as we are with animal care, we can always get better. So hopefully 5 years from now, I'm a better animal caregiver than I am today. I can certainly promise you that that's my intent, and I'm gonna make every effort to continue to get smarter so that I can offer my cattle the best possible care. Technology will change. I'll have new tools that I can use to improve that care, and another part of my job is keeping track of that technology and making sure that I understand it and I can use it in a positive way. You know, I love to care for cattle and I love to raise beef. And that's my goal. You know, when I get up in the morning, I think, hey, what am I gonna do today to make a difference? How can I make a difference in my calf's life? How can I make a difference in the product that I ship to the packing plant that's gonna feed people? How can I do all of those things better? And the challenge of always wanting to get better is what makes you want to get out of bed in the morning. So, you know, I don't see my philosophy changing very much. I see the tools that are available to me to be able to accomplish my goals as changing and evolving and improving. And you know, I certainly look forward to seeing what those are and constantly getting better at what I do.